Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Retro-Mania. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, today is Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. Happy birthday to Sonic the freaking Hedgehog. That is right. Today is Sonic's birthday. We're in Mobius for the PreStream podcast today, and I'm very excited because this week is Retro-Mania week. Literally, every game I play this week will be retro. Arguably, I guess you can say Skyrim isn't as retro, but everything I'm playing is old school. New games are old, ongoing playthroughs are old, everything's old. But old is good, and what is old is new. For this week, with all these new releases, these collections, we're going to have ultimate nostalgia for Retro-Mania. I'm very excited. In fact, I kind of jumped the gun on Retro-Mania last week when I actually started playing Toy Story 2 as well as the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. I was kind of filling in the gaps before this week officially started. But now, we have hit the ground running, full force, like a super-powered supersonic hedgehog. And we are moving forward at the speed of sound. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. This is going to be a great week. I'm very, very pumped for this, if you cannot tell. All right. Now, we have two major retro releases this week, both of which I'll be playing quite a lot. And I hope that you guys are excited for that. Today is the premiere of the Sonic Origins Collection, which is on pretty much every console fathomable. I'll be playing it on my Xbox Series X. Why? Because recently, I played TMNT Shredder's Revenge, and I really liked the D-pad for it. I was like, oh, that definitely feels like a retro D-pad to me. I have played on the D-pad over there on the PlayStation 5 when I was playing retro games from the PlayStation PlayStation Plus Premium tier over the last week. I wasn't sold on that D-pad. It doesn't feel as good as this one. So I was like, man, for a retro game, I absolutely want to be playing on this D-pad. And there we go. So, I'm excited for this, all right? What we're going to do, we're going to go through the schedule. I'm going to explain everything going on with the schedule for this week. Then, I'm going to announce some special things about when I'm playing Sonic this week. And then, on this pre-stream podcast, what I would like to do for you, because it's kind of pertinent, is go through my personal history with the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, explaining to you when I first got exposed to it, which games I owned back when I was a kid, which ones I played through, etc., so that you guys know the deal. Sounds good. I hope so. This should be a fun throwback retro stream for sure. And I hope that you guys are as excited as I am. So, you ready for this? Get your golden rings ready. Warm up your chili dog. Start scarfing them down. Because it's time for Retro-Mania. Oh, yeah. All right. So, today is Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. To clarify for everyone, my day off next week will be Wednesday. So I will be streaming for 6 straight full streaming days this week, starting today and through the rest of the week. Now, also to clarify, you may have noticed that last week, Jasper Kitty was here in the office for certain streams. He indeed will be in the office for certain streams this week, but it's sporadic. For example, he's not going to be in here at all today. Tomorrow, he will be in here for some streams. It's going to be kind of back and forth. I'm not going to tell you ahead of time exactly. If he's in here, I'll let you know when he's in here or not. But just so you know, you will be seeing Jasper Kitty in here from time to time moving forward due to schedule changes and the like, okay? So, I'm here today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, full time, 6 straight days. I'm pumped for this. I hope that you guys are too, okay? Pretty awesome. So, let's talk about the schedule for this week so you guys know exactly what's going on and there's no misconceptions. So today, I already got a tip. Thank you very much to this anonymous tipper. And, oh, by the way, so hold on. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to do a poll right now in the stream chat. This poll is going to be interesting, and here's why. It's going to determine the order which I play the games in the Sonic Origins collection. All right? So just so you guys know, give you some background on what it is. The Sonic Origins collection is supposed to be the formative games that made Sonic popular back in the day on the Sega Genesis. and future consoles such as the Sega CD. It includes Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, and I'm confused in this next one. Is it Sonic and Knuckles, or is it Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or is it both? And here's why I say this. They're all different games, if you're not aware. Sonic 3 was the third game in the Sonic franchise. Knuckles was in it, but as a villain. Okay? Sonic and Knuckles was technically Sonic the Hedgehog 4, where Knuckles became a playable character and one of the heroes. Sonic and Knuckles. Excuse me. Yes, Sonic and Knuckles. You could plug in to the cartridge of Sonic 3. So the Sonic 3 cartridge, Sonic and Knuckles would open up, and the Sonic 3 cartridge would plug into the top of Sonic and Knuckles, becoming Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I know that sounds confusing because it was one of the first times ever in history that they were doing this kind of things with a cartridge outside of like the game Genie, which was a cheating device. Okay? So, when you plugged Sonic 3 into Sonic and Knuckles, you got a hybrid game. What it essentially did, it hacked Sonic 3. It turned Sonic 3 into a new game where Knuckles was playable, and there were these all new areas and places you could go where previously you could not in Sonic 3. So essentially, if you bought Sonic 3 and then Sonic and Knuckles, you got 2 original games and 1 hybrid game all in one. It was like a 2-for-1 deal, which is pretty cool at the time. Other games hadn't been doing that. Okay? Now, I'm not sure what this game includes. If this game only has Sonic 3 and Knuckles, then it actually doesn't have all the games. It's missing Sonic and Knuckles. It's also missing the original Sonic 3. But I don't know because I haven't booted the game yet. So I actually don't know what this collection has. I don't know if it has them all as standalones or only has the hybrid. But anyway, here's the thing. Okay? By the way, and then the last one in the series, by the way, is Sonic CD. So Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic CD. That's the order that the games go. Okay? Now, here's the deal. I want you to determine what I played today. Now, recently, just a couple of years ago, I think it was like I want to say the fall of 2020. No, the fall of 2019. It was either the fall of 2019 or 2020. Whatever year the Genesis Mini came out, okay? I got a Genesis Mini, and I played Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 on the Genesis Mini. You can find full playthroughs of those games live on DSPGaming right now from just a couple of years ago. So here's the thing. I'm not opposed to playing Sonic 1 and 2 again, but understand that if you ask for that, then I'm replaying games I just recently played and holding off on playing the games I never played before. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to do a poll for you guys. All right? The poll is going to be as follows. Option number 1, play all the games in chronological order, which would be Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, whatever's available, and Sonic CD. That would be the order. Number 2, start with Sonic 3. Number 3, start with Sonic and Knuckles. Or number 4, start with Sonic CD. Those are going to be your options. All right? And we're going to do it right now. We're going to do this poll. Which order should Phil play Sonic Origins? In chronological order, start with Sonic 3, start with Sonic and Knuckles, start with Sonic CD. All right, here comes the poll. All right, so you guys vote. You will determine what I do. If you're okay with me replaying Sonic 1 and 2 again, go ahead. Or if you want me to skip right to the games I haven't played yet before and you have a certain preference of which one, go ahead and vote. The poll is now live. All right, please vote. So, today, the premiere stream is Sonic Origins. Whatever you guys want, whatever order you want, that's what we're doing today. Okay? Now, just to forewarn everyone, this collection does not have save states. I know. Like every other retro collection has save states. Seriously. I just played Capcom. Castlevania Anniversary Collection. We played through 1 hour at the end of Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. It's one of the major features of this collection is to have save states. Why this game doesn't have them, I don't know. But apparently what it does, it auto-saves at the end of every level. So as long as you beat a level, it'll auto-save your progress so that you can keep going. Okay? So there you go. Basically, you can't fail in this game. It's going to auto-save your progress until you play, until you beat it. You can never lose in Sonic Origins, you see? All right. So, excuse me. Let's see what happens today. Let's see what you vote for. I'm excited for whatever. Sonic Origins is the entire first stream today. Okay? Cool. Now, apparently this collection features new cutscenes. This collection features new features. I don't know what they are. I haven't spoiled myself. I just kind of know it's a new collection that everyone's excited for. Hilariously enough, it claims on my Xbox Series X that this game has been mastered for the Series S and X. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, when you play certain games on your Xbox S and X, it'll have the XS logo in the bottom left-hand corner. So they're probably saying, oh, it's optimized for the console. So you're telling me 16-bit games from the 1990s are going to be optimized and run better on the Series S and X than if I played it on, say, the regular Xbox One? Like, what are you talking about? They're 16-bit games. How could they run any better? That doesn't seem to make much sense to me. Anyway, we'll see. I'm excited to see what's in this collection today firsthand. All right, so that's my first gameplay stream for the day. Now, I have an announcement to make. Oh, I'm so sorry. I had a chili dog stuck in my throat. So here's an announcement that I would like to make for all of you. Already, people this morning started hounding me in the stream chat. Hey, Phil, do you still have the Sonic hat? Phil, what about that Sonic hat? Phil, will you be wearing the Sonic hat? Phil, Sonic hat, Sonic hat, Sonic hat, Sonic fucking hat. Phil, are you going to wear the Sonic hat? No, I don't have it. Sorry, I lost it. It must have got lost in the closet or something. I can't find it. So I have the Sonic hat. However, all right, I've learned from my mistakes. Allow me to explain what I mean by that. Should I go back to normal? Are you getting freaked out by this zoom in? It's kind of freaky, isn't it? It looks like I'm running supersonic speed, actually. I'm running at the camera with the Sonic hat. It's pretty cool, actually. All right, anyway, let's zoom back out. All right, so here's the deal. All right, I learned my lesson many years ago. If you remember, way back when, I believe it was the summer of 2016, 6 years ago, okay? You guys demanded, you didn't ask, you demanded that I played Sonic 2006. I believe, actually, it was a Patron's Choice event, if I remember correctly. The patrons had pledged to my Patreon, and they nominated and voted and demanded that I played Sonic 2006, all right? Now, at that time, I had never worn this hat before for a playthrough. I had worn it. I got this when I bought Sonic Generations way back when. So go look at when that came out. Probably like Sonic, like 2010 or 2011 or something like that. So we're talking 5-6 years later. This is the first time I was ever actually going to wear this. And I announced with you guys, all right, that I was actually going to, go ahead and wear this for the playthrough. Okay, I was going to wear this during the Sonic 2006 playthrough. I can't remember the reasoning or the criteria. I don't know if I just wore it the whole time or if it was like, oh, I get a certain amount of support. I can't remember. I really don't remember at all. Back then, that was before I was a full-time streamer, so I didn't have like on-stream contributions or anything like that, okay? So, I learned my lesson, and here's what I mean by that. So, essentially, I was wearing this the entire playthrough. During the playthrough of Sonic 2006, I was constantly sweating, itching, feeling incredibly uncomfortable, trying to play arguably one of the hardest, most annoying games ever made. Okay? Personally, I enjoyed the game. I know that sounds weird because everyone hates that game. But the time that I had actually finished it, I actually had a new understanding of what the game was. I was like, man, if that game didn't have all the bugs and unfinished parts, it probably would have been a great game. It's a shame. It kind of remains in the annals of history as one of those great unfinished games, almost like Metal Gear Solid 5, Final Fantasy 15, a game that would have been amazing if it was done, and it just wasn't done, you see? So, Sonic 06, what a disappointment. Still a fun game to play, and I wore this for most of it, and I remember near the end of it, I demanded, I said, I'm not wearing it anymore, and people got mad at me. Phil, why aren't you wearing the Sonic hat anymore? And I said, because it's incredibly uncomfortable. This hat is meant to be like a costume. Like, you put this on for a few minutes to joke around. This is not comfortable. It's actually like a big stuffed animal on your head. It actually is made of the same stuffing as a stuffed animal. And when you put this on your head, your body temperature goes up like 10 degrees because you're blocking the top of your head, you see? So you get hot wearing this. Now, at the same time, why is it that I always play Sonic games in the summer? I have no idea. Right now, it's actually quite warm. I have the air conditioner on full blast. It's going on and off. But I always seem to do this when it's warm. Okay? All right. So, here's the deal. This hat will be in the running to be worn whenever I'm playing Sonic Origins, but I have to incentivize it to a point that I know that I'm not going to be wearing it often. Because it actually is not very good for me to be wearing this hat. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me sweat and feel sick. Okay? But I don't want to not say, hey, there's no chance that I'd be wearing it. I feel like that would be kind of messed up to my fans who wanted me to wear it for a while. So we're incentivizing it. Okay? And all of my haters and trolls will say that Phil is hiding the Sonic hat behind a paywall. Ladies and gentlemen, they are correct. Because I can do that. Because it's my streams and my business. I don't want to wear this hat all day. I'll be uncomfortable. All right? It really does make me feel uncomfortable. So I'm going to hide it behind a situation where I know I'm not going to be wearing it that often. All right? So here's how it's going to work. If on a normal stream, I have 3 tiered goals. $50 raised, I put on my Gunner glasses. For $100 raised, you guys pick a hat for me to wear, right? At $150 raised, it's a vest. Perfect. What we're going to do is when I'm playing Sonic Origins and only Sonic Origins, all right, if we hit a ultra rare tier 4 tips goal of $200 for that particular stream, then I will wear the Sonic hat for the rest of the stream. But only then. And the good news is this means that even if we do hit it, likely we're not going to hit it quick. Maybe we'll hit it halfway through the stream. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll hit it near the end. Then I'll put it on for an hour and I won't be overheating and sweating and feeling like shit. Okay? So, that's what we're doing. If you don't like that, that's fine. You don't have to contribute and make it happen. Really, you don't. No one's asking you or demanding for you to do this. This is just something silly that I'm doing in additional to my normal stuff since we're playing a Sonic game. Okay, I'm already wearing a nice Sonic shirt. Okay? But $200 raised, Sonic hat goes on. Alright? And then as soon as Sonic's over, the Sonic hat goes off. It comes off. Alright? Now the good news is, we're playing Sonic quite a lot. I mean, there's going to be a lot of Sonic games in this collection, so I'll be playing this for a while. I'll play it today, Sunday, Tuesday, probably next week, on and off. It's going to be something that I'm playing, you know, pretty frequently. There you go. That's right. Absolutely correct. Olivia says it's your business, so it's your rules. You're actually right. I can incentivize whatever I want because it's my own business, my own streams. If the trolls don't like it, they can eat from my butthole. I don't care. I don't care what they say. They can lick my butt, you know, suck my balls, you know, whatever they want. It's fine. Braid my ass hairs. I don't care. I don't care what the trolls say. All right? I just don't. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. There you go. So that's what we're doing today for the first premiere stream of Sonic Origins. You're voting currently on what games you want us to be playing in what order. And we're doing the special incentive. $200 raised. Sonic hat goes on. There we go. All right, on the late stream tonight at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it is the conclusion if everything goes according to plan, because people are saying there's not that much left, the conclusion of Toy Story 2. Okay, a game that I've been playing over the past week. You guys seem to have really enjoyed it. I think at this point I'm like 5 hours in, and people are saying it's only 6 to 7 hours long. I don't know how many stages are left, but if we're on pace like how we've been doing, I think it's going to be pretty good, okay? And I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. It should be a good time tonight, the conclusion of Toy Story. All right, now, tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, it's another big one. Are you guys ready? Yeah, Darkness says, I'm sad there's no trophies for it. No, it's a glitch. Darkness, there's no trophies for Sonic Origins, and there's no achievements. They glitched the game. It's supposed to have them, and they fucked up the game. They released it with no trophies and no achievements. So everyone's playing it right now and can't earn shit, but what's going to end up happening is likely you're going to get them later. They're going to probably patch the game, and then everyone's going to get all those popped at once. It's going to be pretty interesting. One day I'll probably be playing, like, you know, Castlevania, and it's going to be like, gotta go fast, you know, beat Sonic 1 in the middle of the game. Anyway, tomorrow's another big new release. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is the release of Capcom Fighting Collection. Yes. Yes. Finally. Capcom Fighting Collection is coming out tomorrow. I'm excited for this, obviously. I've been waiting for this for years, being forced to play the very shitty Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, a game that sucks ass, that does not work right, that was never really refined, polished, or even patched when people complained about issues with the game. Digital Eclipse said, fuck you, we don't care, we got your money, and moved on to other projects. So, finally, tomorrow, a new fighting game collection. And here's how I'm going to be covering it, okay? On the daytime stream, we'll be jumping right into some of the games from the collection. And you guys will determine what's first, because just like we're doing now, I'm going to run a poll tomorrow to determine what game would you want to see me play first in this collection. There's so many. There's Darkstalkers games, in which case we could play through them in chronological order. You know, arcade mode of each one. Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition, which is the amalgamation of all the Street Fighter 2 games into one. Red Earth, a fantasy-style combat game. I say that because it's not really a fighting game. It's just not. It's not meant to design to be a competitive fighting game. So it's kind of a weird hybrid game that you'll see when we play it. Cyberbots, a fighting game no one played. Like, seriously, I don't know anyone in America who played this game because no American arcades had it. But nonetheless, the characters in it made special appearances in Marvel vs. Capcom, so I know of it. So there's Cyberbots. And then there's Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, a puzzle game. But then there's the fighting game spin-off Gem Fighter Minimix. Okay? That's a lot of games in a collection. So what we'll be doing tomorrow is, per your votes, determining what I play first. And I'm going to play it in an offline setting, playing through the arcade mode of whatever games we do. And it'll be fun, 3 hours of going through all these different arcade modes. What I'll do is I'll tell you as much as I know about each franchise. 2 of them, like I said, Cyberbots and Red Earth, I've never played. All the others I've played before, but those 2 I haven't. So it'll be unique. In some cases, I'll have good perspective. I'll have a frame of reference. I can tell you all about the games. And others, I'll be like, well, this is the first time, just like many of you, first time I'm seeing this, so let's see what it's all about. So it'll be pretty unique and interesting, okay? Then, on the late stream tomorrow night, okay, it's going to be multiplayer. Now, I have no idea what games people will be playing multiplayer in this collection because it's kind of a free-for-all. It's the release day. Anyone could be playing anything. They could be playing any of the versions of Darkstalkers or Street Fighter 2 or the puzzle game. Like, who knows, right? So we're just going to jump online and see what the hell everyone's playing and go from there. All right, now, I have already announced the version of the game that I'm getting. I said I'm getting both. I'm going to be buying Capcom Fighting Collection both on the PlayStation and on the Xbox. This is going to give me maximum coverage. So, for example, on launch day tomorrow, I'm going to play this on Xbox. But then when I play it again on Saturday, because I'm playing 2 straight days, I'm going to switch over and I'm going to play it on PlayStation. Okay? This is very interesting because this is going to give me a unique perspective to compare the 2 collections right next to each other. I have a joystick for each console. So I'll be able to say, hey, is the online play better on one version than the other? Do the collections run the same on both consoles? This is going to be a unique time that I can actually do that. So, Xbox on Friday, and then PlayStation on Saturday. And we're doing it the same way on Saturday as Friday. Offline gameplay on the first stream, multiplayer on the late stream. Okay? So that's 2 straight days of the Capcom Fighting Collection. Then, on Sunday, we go back to Sonic Origins, all right? So we just continue on whatever you guys want. Again, depending on what you voted on, will probably determine the order that I play the games. So let's see what you guys vote for, and we'll go from there. But I'm excited, obviously, to see what you vote for and see how it goes, all right? Should be exciting. Then, Sunday night, I am going to attempt to complete Skyrim, although I don't know if we will. We may need 2 more streams to beat Skyrim. I have a few things left I want to do. For example, I want to complete all the Dragon Priest Mask quests, so I can do the final Dragon Mask plotline where you go into an alternate dimension or timeline and you get the final Dragon Mask that's like super powerful, okay? I want to do that before the end of the game, and then we only have a few story missions left, and then we beat it. It's possible we may beat the game Sunday night, or maybe we'll need another stream, but we'll see. So Sunday night will be Skyrim, okay? Now Monday is totally up in the air. Do you guys want Sonic Origins or more fighting? I'm down for whatever. Or, for variety's sake, do we want to go back to the Castlevania Anniversary Collection and finish Simon's Quest and start Castlevania 3? We could do that too. I'm down for whatever. Seriously. I'm thinking Monday night we should do more multiplayer in the Capcom Fighting Collection, since it'll be hot at that point and a ton of people will be playing it. And then Tuesday again, do you want Capcom Fighting Collection, Castlevania, or Sonic? And then that night we may finish Skyrim. If not, maybe we'll do more Capcom Fighting Collection. We'll see. So Monday and Tuesday are kind of open days to do whatever you guys want, depending on how the weekend goes and what people like. Fair enough? I'm going to leave it open for that. Okay. Now that's the week. Now next week, there is only one major release. It is the Cuphead DLC. Yes, it's finally coming out. It's called Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course. It comes out on the 30th, so 1 week from today. Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course. Yes, I will be playing it on launch day. It will be the first gameplay stream of that day. Supposedly it's very short. People are saying it's about 4 hours long. The thing is, I haven't played Cuphead since it came out, 5 years ago. I'm probably going to suck. So it's probably going to take me a couple streams to beat this DLC. But that's it. Outside of that, it's nothing else new. So we'll still be able to juggle the Capcom Fighting Collection, the Sonic Origins Collection, Castlevania, and this Cuphead DLC. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff going on next week, retro-wise, okay? Now, while all of this is going on, seriously, there's other stuff going on. At some point in the coming week, I need to sit down and look at all of your nominations for the Viewer's Choice event, and I need to make the poll for that event. I can't promise you a date. I can tell you this, it's probably not happening until at the earliest this weekend. I basically have to look for a day when, like, Kat will be at work, and so I'll have a little bit of extra time maybe between the streams or something. I can sit down for like a half hour, 45 minutes, and tally up the votes, or not the votes, but the nominations, and then create the poll for the votes. Once the poll is live, you guys will be voting on what game you want to see for Viewer's Choice, all right? And I'm excited. I don't even know what you guys nominated at this point, so I'm excited to see what you've nominated. And it should be good, no matter what. And that playthrough will be voted on basically through the last week of June into the very early days of July. And then once, we determine the winner, that's going to be a playthrough that starts in early July to balance with everything else, okay? Now, in addition to all of that, okay, we have to start talking now about what you guys want to see me do for a React event. So I want you to start thinking, would we like to see Phil react to another Frederick Knudsen down the rabbit hole style video? Would we like to see him do or react to a different kind of documentary from a content creator called June the King, who's covered a whole bunch of different content creators in his years that he's been doing documentaries? Or would we rather see Phil do a react to, say, some supernatural style videos, countdowns, maybe some true crime style videos like covering the history of how a murderer went about their business, stuff like that, okay? We have to figure this out. Once we figure out what it's going to be, then we can schedule it. And I can start planning for it. For example, we're going to be doing not only a Feasting with the King during this marathon-style React event, but also I need to plan out and work on doing a fantasy match, 30-man over-the-top battle royale fantasy match in WWE 2K22. Okay? So we got to start thinking about this. In fact, what I may start doing is do a poll about it. And see what happens. Like, I'm going to put a poll up on the main channel page of DSPGaming and go from there. So let's see, but that'll be coming up at some point too where we have to figure that out. All of this stuff has to be figured out because the viewer's choice and this React Marathon event are all happening in early July. Okay? Cool. All right. I think that covers everything in the schedule. Now, really briefly, before I get to my history with the Sonic games, I would like to do a segment that I like to call Phil's Day Off. I don't have too much to talk about my day off yesterday, because here's why. When I left you guys on Tuesday, I explained to you that YouTube had not paid me yet, okay? For some odd reason, YouTube did not pay on the 21st of the month like they always do. My guess is because our president decided to make Juneteenth a federal holiday with no warning. Like, literally, he says, oh, it's a federal holiday now, and then everyone had to clamor and scramble to prepare for this. Banks were closed on Monday. Out of nowhere. No one even knew that would happen. It just happened kind of on the fly. Oh, banks and federal agencies are closed on Monday. So I think what happened was either Google and YouTube were closed entirely, or the banks were closed, or both. So the payment that should have come through on a normal Tuesday didn't come at all. So I announced to you guys I didn't know what was going to happen this week. You know, what's going on with the payment? Why is it so delayed? So yesterday, I wake up in the morning. Now, here's the good news. You guys helped me out a lot on Tuesday. You guys gave me a lot of tips during those streams. And essentially what you did is you gave me a cushion to do the essentials I needed to do on my day off. Like go grocery shopping, buy some pet supplies for Jasper. You know, the basics. But I knew that even with the tips I had raised, I was going to have to basically penny pinch and cut corners in order to make ends meet unless I got paid. So, I wake up yesterday morning. I wasn't paid yet. Still, wow. So now it's another day later. Typically, just so you guys know, when I get paid by YouTube, usually what happens is I go to sleep the night before, I wake up, and by the morning, the money's there. Usually they pay like way early in the morning, the wee hours of the morning. And it's there in the morning when you wake up and you're ready to go. You know? For some reason, I wake up, there's no money. They still didn't pay me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So, I'm like, what am I going to do now? Now I don't have enough money to do everything we need to do today. So we're going to have to go step by step. So the first thing I did is I went out and I got Jasper his pet supplies that he needed and a few essentials for the house that we had run out of. Last week we were also skimping because I figured, oh, last week I didn't have a lot, but this week I'm getting paid. Now I didn't get paid. So already we're seriously like low on shit that we need for the house. Household items that are needed, like fucking paper towels to clean things and stuff, you know? So I'm like, well, I'll get the essentials, but I'm going to go places where they're on sale. So I started driving around, buying things at various different stores where they were on sale. And so I came home and unloaded all that stuff. And I was like, well, what do I got left? All right, here's what I got left. Well, technically, if I cut a lot of corners, I could probably afford the groceries. But we have no money to eat out or do anything else today. It's just going to be me really penny pinching to afford the groceries. So now it's like, no exaggeration, it's like 3, 4 p.m. I'm still not paid. Okay? So I'm like, well, I guess it is what it is. Let me go to the grocery store. So I went to the grocery store, and I'm literally saying, can't get this week. I'll just have to sacrifice. Can't get this week. I have to get the cheaper version of this. We were going to do this, but now instead. So what we actually did is when we wrote we were originally going to do a certain meal schedule, but we changed it entirely. So now half the meals this week that we're having will have leftovers, and the leftovers will be a second meal. So that way we're cutting costs, you see? So we're not eating everything we wanted to eat this week, but you know, we're basically doing everything we can to save money. What can you do? We didn't have enough money, right? So I do the grocery shopping. All right. It's done. I come home. I unpack. We're putting all the groceries away. Like, all right, I check my phone. Oh, I got paid. After I grocery shopped. Okay? I'm not even kidding. It must have been like 5 p.m. Do we usually throw out leftovers? No, we usually don't have leftovers. Usually we have meals that are the right size. But in this case, we're going to make meals that are purposefully too much food to have leftovers. so that we can eat it again later in the week. For example, today we're having slow cooker barbecue chicken and homemade macaroni salad. And we're going to make enough that there's 2 meals out of it so we can eat it as a second meal later in the week. Normally we wouldn't do that. Normally we just have different meals every day. You see? So, I get paid, you know, after I go grocery shopping. So I'm like, well, this is good news. The good news is I got the money. Now I can buy Sonic and install it for tomorrow. And the good news is now we can have a nice dinner together. Okay? And I'm excited. So I'm like, okay, now we can have a nice dinner. This is good. You know, we don't have any limitations on what we get for dinner today. Let's do that. All right? And like I said, I was able to buy Sonic, install it. So it did take a lot of pressure off of me, but I was frustrated. All day, I'm running around penny pinching because of a fucking out of nowhere federal holiday being announced, and it screwed everything up. And by the way, allow me to explain, I feel that Juneteenth is an important holiday that everyone should celebrate. Absolutely, everyone has the right to celebrate this historic time in American history, you know, especially African Americans. Holy shit, it's a great day in history for you know, emancipation and all of that. So great. But can we have a little bit more order with the way we fucking do things in this country? Like, oh, let's have a nice, happy holiday for a lot of people. Oh, by the way, some people don't get paid. What? What? Think about that. Oh, it's a happy day. Everyone celebrate our history of emancipation, slavery ending, and how it spread throughout the country, the message of emancipation and everything. This is great. We should all celebrate this. It should be a federal holiday. Oh, by the way, because it's new, you don't get paid, so you can't pay any of your bills this week. You're late on everything. Enjoy hundreds of dollars of late fees. Enjoy not being able to go buy groceries for your family. What? Wait, huh? This country fucking sucks for shit like this. They don't plan anything. Like, okay, we're going to make Juneteenth a national holiday this year. It's going to be a federal holiday. Plan it like months in advance so everyone is ready for it and can not, oh, a few days before, oh, I made it a national holiday, everyone. Here we go. It's a federal holiday now. Deal with it. If you can't tell, I don't like how our government runs. I really am strongly critical of it. Okay. Anyway. Let's move past that, because now it's in the past. It's done. Okay? It's water under the bridge. It doesn't matter. We've passed the issue. So, yes, it was made a holiday last year, but it was not a federal holiday until this year. Meaning banks weren't closed, government agencies weren't closed. This just happened, and everyone scrambled to do it this year. And then other businesses even followed suit and decided, oh, are we going to close? Are we going to not close? Are we going to close on Sunday or Monday? How do we handle it? No one knew how to handle it this year because Biden botched the whole fucking thing. He didn't know what he was doing. What a surprise. Okay. Anyway, excuse me. All right, I'm done ranting. I'm done ranting about it. I swear. So that was my day off yesterday. Basically what happened was, after I got paid, I was like, okay, big relief. I immediately installed Sonic Origins. And my wife and I got a Chinese dinner. There's a Chinese restaurant in our area that has a lot of good food. Much better than most of the other Chinese places that we've eaten. But the problem was always, this restaurant was closed on Tuesdays. So our day off has been Tuesday for the longest time. So whenever we had a day off, we couldn't get this restaurant's food, which we love. Finally, we had our day off on a Wednesday. And we're like, yes, finally. So, excuse me. So, we got the food, and it was really good. I ended up getting, it was green pepper beef, which is kind of a misnomer, because it's not just green peppers and beef. It's tender beef, stir-fry beef, with green peppers, onions, carrots, a savory sauce with garlic, and a few other things in it. It's really effing good. It's a really absolutely delicious, stir-fry style dish. Had it over white rice. Oh, it was freaking amazing. Okay? And I got some crispy egg rolls. What's funny is that different places do egg rolls differently. Americanized Chinese places do them wrong. And what I mean by that is if you ever get an egg roll, okay, that the outer shell has those bubbles in them, and it's kind of like fried, greasy. That's wrong. That's an Americanized egg roll. Actual, like a Chinese style egg roll is a thin, flat wrapper, okay? And what's supposed to happen is you're not supposed to tear it and it like rips apart like dough. It's supposed to be crispy, like a crispy crunch when you eat it. So I got this egg rolls and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay. I bite into it. The outside is perfectly crisp. It's like wafer-like. The inside is perfectly warm. The vegetables are cooked absolutely amazingly. It's like mouth-watering flavor. I was like, oh my God, it's like one of the best egg rolls I've ever had in my life because it's from a real Chinese restaurant. It's not from an Americanized Chinese restaurant. They know what they're doing. I was just blown away. So, anyway, that was our, when is my crossover show with Gordon Ramsay happening? Oh, we'll have to contact him about that. You know, I'm sure he's a busy man, flying all over the world, doing his 400 reality shows. I'd love to do one with him, though. Seriously, like, I'm a huge fan. Respect the man. And, okay. Anyway. So, yes, that was my day off yesterday. All right, now, let's move on. The next segment of my show, very briefly, I'd like to cover one piece of game news. It has been announced. Are you ready, guys? One piece of game news has been announced. And it is as follows. A Plague Tale Requiem has a release date, October 18th. So I'm actually going to add that right now to my game release calendar. Spelled it wrong. So now October is stacking up to be a really busy month. So we've got Midnight Suns on October 7th, Forspoken on October 12th, Plague Tale Requiem on October 18th, Scorn on October 21st, Gotham Knights on October 25th, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on October 28th. So October is like the biggest gaming month right now. It's like superbly busy. Okay? So, mark your calendars. I'm very excited for this one. The first game was outstanding. I can't wait for the sequel. Okay? All right. Now, this next segment, I would like to go through my history with the Sonic the Hedgehog games. Now, before we start this, because I know about 100 more people have joined since earlier on the stream, I made an announcement this morning on any stream when I'm playing Sonic Origins. If we raise $200 in tips, which I know is above and beyond, it's a stretch goal, I will wear the Sonic hat for the rest of said stream. All right? So I'm going to mention this a few times during today's stream so people know how it's working, because people demanded this hat. I said, no, I can't wear it all the time. It actually makes me very uncomfortable. It makes me sweat. But I'll make it a stretch goal. Okay? Hey, trolls. Ha ha, fuck off. I can do what I want. Okay. All right. My history with the Sonic the Hedgehog's games is a little interesting. It's a little different than a lot of other people's. Okay? A lot of other people's. A lot of other... I guess people's makes sense. A lot of other people's history. Yeah. Okay. So why? Well, when I was growing up, I was actually behind the times when it came to game consoles. You know, I got an Atari 7800 way late in the life cycle of the console. The 7800 was competing with the Nintendo Entertainment System, and they were actually being sold at exactly the same price point of around $80 at the time. But I got my 7800 way late. My uncle gave it to me. I think what happened is he had moved on to, say, like PC gaming and probably the NES, and he didn't care about the 7800 anymore, so he gave it to me. So I had the 7800 for like 2 years during the life cycle of the NES. I ended up getting the NES at the end of its life cycle. So I wasn't playing games like Super Mario and stuff like that until much later on in the NES's life cycle. Okay? So by the time that I got my NES, the Genesis was already out, or I guess some people call it, is it the Master System? Because there was the Mega Drive and then there was the Master System. So, yeah, the Genesis or Master System was already out and was already 16-bit, and people were already saying, wow, look, the Genesis looks so much better than the graphics of the Nintendo Entertainment System. So, basically, I had an NES, okay? And I was playing games like Mario 1 and 2. I was playing games like, man, I'm trying. Oh, Punch-Out! I had Paperboy. Oh, I loved Paperboy on the NES. That game was really good. Very, very challenging, but I ended up mastering it, and I was able to beat like the game without ever getting hit. It was really cool how good I got at the game because I played it so much. Okay, I'm being told the Master System was the NES counterpart. The Mega Drive was the Genesis counterpart. Thank you. Like, the Mega Drive is the same as the Genesis. Gotcha. So, I'm playing all these NES games. I'm loving it. I'm having a good time. Then I accidentally buy games like fucking, you know, Bart versus the Space Mutants. And I'm like, fucking shit, this game is a piece of dog shit. That's the thing back then you didn't know. You're buying games. You have no idea if a game is good or not because you didn't get any hands-on experience. There was nowhere to see a game before you played it, you see? At this time became the dawn of the rental stores, which actually was huge because basically you could rent a game first and not drop money on buying it. So I remember buying like Mega Man 2 and 3, absolutely loving the games. I had Mega Man 4 as well, now that I remember. That was the last one I had was Mega Man 4. And a few other games on NES. I didn't have a giant NES collection, maybe like 20 games, something like that. But there were a good variety of games. I really liked my NES collection. Okay? So, while all this is going on, the Sega Genesis comes out. You might call it the Mega Drive, but it was the Genesis. I didn't have one, but my cousins did. My cousins had everything. They had the Genesis. They had the fucking Super Nintendo. They had every console before I did. So what would happen is I would go over to their house during like a holiday, like a birthday party or Christmas, and I would see them playing the hottest new game console, and I'd be incredibly jealous because, of course, I wanted it because it would blow me away. I remember they were playing James Pond Olympics or something like that. Like it was an Olympics game starring a guy who was like a frog or a tadpole or something crazy like that. I remember that. I remember them playing that on their own Genesis. And I was jealous of them because they had it and I didn't. Okay? Yes, that's right. My cousins who had a lot of money. They lived in a big house. They had a giant backyard. That's correct. Their dad, you know, my godfather was a engineer. And, you know, engineers make a shitload of money. So, I wanted a Genesis, but I never got one. I remember going to my dentist when I was a kid. And the dentist had a stand-up Genesis demo station. Okay? I don't know if he had to buy it, or maybe at that point Sega was like doing promotional placement of these things in certain places. So you'd be waiting in the dentist's office to get your teeth done, and the kids would play Genesis. And I remember Echo the Dolphin, although for the longest time I thought it was Eco the Dolphin. Why? Because I thought it was like eco-friendly. I thought it was supposed to be a game about like, you know, Earth Day or taking care of the planet. Remember, I used to watch Captain Planet back in the day. I thought that's what it was. I think it was Eco the Dolphin, the eco-friendly dolphin. No, it was Echo the whole time. Duh, uses Echo communication. I mean, I'm an idiot. I always thought it was Eco. So I saw those two games. I saw Eco the Dolphin. Of course, it's Echo. And I saw Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on this arcade stand-up thing at the dentist. And at the time, of course, I said to my parents, I want this. And they're like, you got an NES, you're good, right? So basically, I never got a Genesis. And then I remember the era when the Super Nintendo was coming out. It was heavily advertised everywhere. Now, I was a subscriber to Nintendo Power. So I saw a million ads that the Super NES was coming out. You got to get it because you're going to get Super Mario World, you know, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. I still remember the Nintendo Power cover for Link to the Past with the golden foil on the cover. I was like, oh my God, I got to get a Super Nintendo. This thing's going to be absolutely fucking amazing. So I did. I ended up that year that it came out, I got it for Christmas. I've told you guys the story. That was like the best Christmas ever. I was sitting there all day playing Super Mario World, and then I went and had great food that day with my parents. It was like one of the best days of my childhood life, right? But the whole time that I had the Super Nintendo, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I owned a bunch of games for it and everything. I always hear my friends from school talking about the Genesis. Oh man, Sonic the Hedgehog is so good, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. And I remember one of my friends talking about playing Street Fighter on the Genesis. I was like, Street Fighter is on the Genesis? Because I have it for Super Nintendo. He's like, yeah, it's on the Genesis. It's really, really good. And I was like, well, how do you play it? He's like, well, you have to press start to switch between the buttons. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's punches, but if you press start, now it's kicks. I was like, that sounds really weird because it's only a 3-button controller for a 6-button game. I was like, how do you pause the game? Oh, you don't. Oh, you don't. So what if the doorbell rings? What if, you know, you have to use the bathroom? Keep playing. Oh, okay. I see. So anyway, much like how I had gotten the NES near the very end of its life cycle, I ended up getting a Sega Genesis very near to the end of its life cycle. Okay? When I got a Genesis, it was just at the tail end of when the Genesis was tied in with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. In fact, if I remember correctly, just like a month or so after I got my Genesis, they started doing the tie-in of the console with Sonic 3. So that, you know how they always had the bundle game. So I remember that my bundle game was Sonic 2, but that just changed right away, and then it ended up being like Sonic 3. So the one that I got ended up coming with both Sonic 1 and 2. It was like the ultimate Sonic console. You get the Genesis plus Sonic 1 and 2 with it. What a deal, right? And I remember when I got it, I loved it because having those two games, being able to play them and seeing the advancement of the series between the two games. I mean, Sonic 2, in my opinion, is far superior to Sonic 1. Sonic 1's a good start, but Sonic 2 is when the series, you start to feel really fast. You can charge up on the spot, just take off like a bullet, and it has really cool stage design and everything. I think Sonic 1's just okay, but Sonic 2 is just outstanding, right? Okay. Oh, by the way, Matt on Wheel says, yes, they absolutely were doing those kind of promotions in, like, The Dentist. Sega of America went hard into their former head, Tom Kalinske. He talked about sending reps to college campuses to play Genesis. So there you go. I would guarantee you that that stand-up that was at The Dentist was probably placed there by Sega as a free advertisement for their console. Makes sense. So I got my Genesis late, and I remember playing Sonic 1 and 2 and loving it. And I remember getting games like X-Men. There were two different X-Men games on the Genesis. There was X-Men 1, and then there was X-Men 2, and they were completely different games. They're both good. I liked both of them. But they were completely different games. I liked X-Men a lot at the time, and it was cool to have those X-Men games because there weren't actually many or any X-Men games on the Super Nintendo. I think eventually they released one, but I think the Genesis games were much better than the Super Nintendo version. And let's see, what else? So, well, some of the things that were very interesting at the time was that fighting games would come out for both consoles, and man, would they be dramatically different. Mortal Kombat would come out on both, but it would have blood right away on the Genesis as long as you knew the blood code, while on the SNES, there's no blood, it's sweat. What? On the Genesis, it's got the full fatalities. You could rip someone's spine out of their body. You could rip their heart out. You could rip off their legs, shove them up their ass, and piss on their face. Okay, that's not a real fatality, but you get what I'm saying. In the Nintendo version, it's like you kick them in the stomach. Fatality. So at this time, what ended up happening was the Genesis became more of the like serious console for teens, while the Super Nintendo was more kind of an all ages console. In a lot of ways, the games were a little bit censored for kids, you see? But I agree with you there, Inara. The SNES always had better sound than the Genesis. I agree. Whatever the sound chip or the sound technology was in the SNES, the music always sounded much better on the Super Nintendo, in my opinion. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand, Sonic the Hedgehog. So I bought my Genesis. Well, I didn't buy it. My parents got it for me. I got my Genesis late. It came with Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. Okay? I loved them. Sonic 1 I thought was okay. Sonic 2, oh my god. One of my favorite games of all time, by far. Great soundtrack. Really cool stages with hidden stuff. Boss fights are epic. Everything about the game I loved. Sonic 2, outstanding game. So good. Plus, you could play as Tails if you want. So I really, 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 really liked it. When Sonic 3 came out, I hate to say it, but like already kind of the Genesis was kind of played out. Like it had been out for a while. Super Nintendo was getting better versions of the games that were cross-platform. And I was playing a hell of a lot more on the Super Nintendo than I was on the Genesis at that point. So when Sonic 3 came out, I rented it. I actually never bought it. And I ended up renting it a couple times. I thought it was a pretty good game. I think that it was a little bit more colorful and vibrant. I like that you had the powered barriers that you could have on Sonic, like the electric barrier to gather rings, and double jump, and the shield that gives you extra hits. Of course, that was in the previous games, but then there was the fire barrier. You could do the fire dash, I think. So I definitely like those new items that they added for it. But I wasn't a giant fan. Like I always liked Sonic 2 better. And then when Sonic and Knuckles came out, all right, I had it, I played it, and that was cool. But the thing was, you needed Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3 to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But I didn't own either. So the only way that I could play Sonic 3 and Knuckles was to rent both games at once, which my parents, they're like, no, you rent one game at a time. So I remember once I particularly had an allowance, and I saved up money, and my parents rented me like one, and I paid for the other, so I could have Sonic 3 and Knuckles at the same time to put them together to see what they were going to be. And I remember liking that. I was like, that was kind of neat. It was the first time I ever saw something like that happen, where you could have two games combined to become like a super game with extra features and things. Although, admittedly, I was a little disappointed, and here's why. I didn't know it was just Sonic 3 with new things. I thought it was a whole new game. I was like, oh, if you get Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3, it's all like Sonic 5. No, it's Sonic 3 with a few extra features. I didn't know that. So I still thought it was neat, but I was disappointed. So, anyway, I played those games. I liked them, but I didn't go crazy for them, and I never purchased them. Okay? So I'm sure I beat them, but I never purchased them. The next Sonic game that I played was a bunch of spin-offs. Like, I played Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I probably rented once, the puzzle game. And I played Sonic Spinball. Now, Sonic Spinball, I don't know why I liked it so much, but I liked it. A lot of people hated it. I liked Sonic Spinball. I owned it, and I mastered it, and I beat it a million times. I just always liked the game. I played Sonic Spinball on the Genesis Mini. I actually didn't like it that much. I was like, wow, you know, maybe it's those rose-colored glasses, you know, you're remembering the past fondly. But I don't really like it today, but I remember loving it back in the day. I thought it was a really good game. And I also played Sonic 3D Blast, which is the game, their effort to do pseudo 3D in a 2D environment. It didn't work. I remember renting the game and really not liking it. I thought it was very frustrating. I don't even think I bothered beating it. I was like, nah, fuck this game. The next interaction I had with Sonic was kind of unique. So my parents bought a new PC at some point during the 90s. See, I didn't have all the spin-off consoles for the Genesis. I didn't get the Sega CD. I didn't get the 32X. I skipped all that shit, okay? But my parents bought a new PC. And the PC came with Sonic CD for the PC. I know that sounds weird because most people didn't even know that it was out for PC. But it was. They ported it for PC Engine. So, not PC Engine, that's a console. For the PC. So, I had it on there. And this was my first experience playing any kind of a retro-style game with CD quality graphics and sound. The soundtrack of Sonic CD is insanely good. It's one of the best game soundtracks of all fucking time. It kicks your ass. It's like this really awesome music. And the thing is, with Sonic CD, you go through time. There's 3 different time periods for each stage. And each time period takes the same song and changes it a little bit. So you'll hear the same familiar riff slightly changed to sound slightly different depending on which time period you're in. Oh my God. I loved that soundtrack so much. I used to take that game and put it into my CD player and play it as a music CD, because you could do that back in the day. Any game that had CD style music on it for like PC, you could just put in a CD player and press play, and it would play it like a music CD. And I would listen to that soundtrack over and over and over and over because I loved the soundtrack so much. Okay? Now, I'm not sure if that was the unique American version or the Japanese. I don't know what soundtrack they used for the PC version of Sonic, so I have no clue. Maybe it was the Japanese, maybe it was the American. I don't know. People say there's 2 different soundtracks that everyone disagrees about which is the best one. I don't know. Okay? I guess we'll have to see as we play it in this collection what version is included. Maybe it's both. I don't know. But I'll tell you when we play if I remember if I'm hearing the music or not. Okay? Okay. So anyway, that was awesome. I loved Sonic CD. And by the way, Sonic CD is easy. Like Sonic CD, the thing is, the challenge of Sonic CD is going through all the time periods to get the time stones or whatever, and basically doing the secret content. If you don't do the secret content of Sonic CD, the game is really easy to beat. And I remember beating it like within like really fast, like within a couple of hours. I was like, wow, that was like so easy. I thought it was, you know, it's basically like the most advanced one of all of them. But why was it so easy? Like I remember just being like, why is it so easy? But anyway, I loved it. My next experience with Sonic franchise was way later. I didn't play any, like I said, I didn't play Sega CD 32X, so I didn't play Knuckles Chaotix. I don't even know if there was a Sonic game on the Saturn. I owned a Saturn at one point, but I didn't have any Sonic games. The next Sonic game I played was Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, but not the way you're thinking. I played Japanese Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. Well, how did I pull that off? Because I owned a Japanese Dreamcast. Back in the day, I used to go to Chinatown in New York City. And in Chinatown in New York City, they would have all kinds of imported stuff from China, but also from Japan. And they sold Japanese game consoles, including Neo Geo, and, yes, Dreamcast. I ended up paying a ridiculous amount of money. I want to say it was like, probably like $400 or more for a Japanese Dreamcast. Why did I get it? Because I wanted to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 before anyone else could. In America, it wasn't coming out for many, many more months, if not a year later. But because I bought the Japanese Dreamcast and the Japanese version of the game, I was able to play this game way early. Okay? So I'm at home practicing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and inviting my friends over to play when everyone else has to go to arcades to play this game. So, I bought Japanese Sonic Adventure. And thankfully, unlike Sonic 2006, Sonic Adventure is not an RPG. It's an action-based game. So you can pretty much figure out what you need to do in it to beat it without having to read the text. Because, man, I had no idea what anything said in the game at all. Okay? But I loved it. It was 3D Sonic. Even though the game has faults and glitches and bugs, it blew me away at the time. I thought the graphics of the Dreamcast were, like, revolutionary. And I really enjoyed Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. For the longest time, I held in my head is like, wow, great game, holding it in high regard, and I really loved it. Okay? After that, I got so heavily into competitive Street Fighter, I basically stopped playing console games entirely. It was just competitive Street Fighter all the time on console or arcades, and I rarely played anything else. So I didn't actually play another Sonic the Hedgehog game from Sonic Adventure all the way into the future. The next Sonic game I played was Sonic Generations. That's right. The next Sonic game that I played was like a decade later for YouTube, when I was a YouTuber. So imagine me playing that game, and it was so... Oh, actually, I take that back. Was Sonic Colors or Sonic Generation first? Whichever one was first, I played that one. And that, you know, those were the two that got me, like, caught up on Sonic. Okay? I like both games. I think that both games are innovative and fun. Colors, because it has these unique power-ups with the aliens, and it has this colorful mechanic, right? And also the soundtrack I really like in that game. Sonic Generations, tossing in gameplay elements from all these different Sonic franchises, right, into one game. It really feels like it's a total amalgamation of all the Sonic games from over the years. It was like such a nostalgia trip for me. But I missed out. I know there was tons of Sonic games that had been released, like Sonic R, Sonic Heroes, right? Sonic racing games, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic, Sonic becomes president, Sonic sells chili dogs. You know, there's like 100 games that came out during that time period that everyone talks about. I never played a single one of them. I skipped them all. So then, I played Sonic Colors, I played Sonic Generations, and then basically I played whatever game you guys wanted, right? If you take a look at my history with Sonic, some people wanted me to play Sonic Racers, so I think I did. It's just terrible. Or I think I played the demo, and I never bought the final game because the demo was bad. Obviously, I played other games like Sonic Mania, Sonic Boom, and then Sonic Forces. Sonic Mania was great. I love Sonic Mania, man. Well, that was such another throwback, right? So anyway, that's basically my history with Sonic, okay? So, that being said, my friends, I do have a pretty extensive history with Sonic, but it's mostly the earlier games or a lot of the more modern ones. That whole middle generation of Sonic, I missed out on. And unlike many of you, I probably don't know as much about the classics past Sonic 2. I remember Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic CD. I don't remember 3 and Knuckles that much, only because I only rented them. And I only played them maybe a few times each. I remember my cousins owned Sonic 3. That was the first time I ever saw Sonic with these electric shield on his body. And I was like, oh, that looks cool. And I like that the rings come towards you. That's a really neat game mechanic. And then I rented it myself, but I never bought it. So anyway, I like Sonic a lot. I'm sad that Sonic really has not had a modern game that's been successful. Let's be honest, right? Sonic Colors was good. Sonic Generations was good. Sonic Mania was good. But then there's like another 3-4 games that have come out recently that are all terrible. And I wish that you could just have a good one. Now you hear about Sonic Frontiers. Some people are saying it looks good. And others are like, wow, this game is unfinished. It's a mess. It looks like shit. The graphics are bad. The world is empty. It's going to be boring as hell. It's like, I hope not. I actually hope that that Sonic Frontiers ends up being good. I want to play it. I'm going to play it. I just hope that it's not another massive disappointment, man. You know what I mean? Okay, that's my history. Sonic the Hedgehog, my friends. All right, as of now, people have voted in droves and said they want me to play the Sonic games in chronological order. So I guess that's what we're doing. Even though I've already played 1 and 2, I guess I'm playing 1 and 2 again. Maybe I'll try to rush through them only because, like I said, I've played them recently already. So maybe I'll just try to, like, turbo through them and see if I don't know if I can get through Sonic 3 in one sitting. We could try. Excuse me. I don't know if I can get through Sonic 1 in one sitting. We could try. I'm probably much better at Sonic 2. Apparently, I'm being told there's a story mode in the game, and the story mode follows the actual order of the game. So I guess we'll do that. All right, I guess that's what we'll do. Okay. By the way, no, I've not seen either of the Sonic movies. Nope, I have not. I've not seen either one. I don't even know what they're about. I think he's just walking around kicking kids in the shins and eating chili dogs, right? Right? And he steals women's rings. He runs through the world. He's just taking rings off people's fingers, gathers them, brings them back to Mobius. I think that's what the movie's about. Okay. Das Boja says Sonic 1 doesn't hold up after Green Hill Zone. Green Hill Zone is what most people saw because that was the demo you saw at stores. And like I said, at the dentist's office, it's Green Hill Zone. That's what you got the time to play. And then it would reset because all those demos reset after like 3 to 5 minutes. So you would never get past like the first couple stages. You're right. You never see more than the intro of the game. But I agree, like, it gets harder, but it's not as good. Sonic 2, like, stays at the same good level the entire game. Okay. It's time for shout-outs. Let's get started. On the YouTube side of things, I would usually be shouting out things like super chats, super stickers, memberships, gifted memberships. Today, I have nothing. No one contributed via that. I mean, I'm not going to complain because people did contribute other ways, but that's weird. I don't think I've seen a stream where no one did any YouTube side contributions. It's very odd. You guys, something against YouTube today? You guys angry at YouTube? What happened? What happened on my day off? Did they do something stupid again? I hope not. Okay, let's give shout-outs for those who have tipped this morning. We start off today with an anonymous $3 tipper. Who says, if you play story mode in Sonic Origins, you can play the games in chronological order with the new animated cutscenes that show how the games tie into each other. So I guess that's what we're doing. Shout out to Victory Vic 100 who tipped me $25 and says, that's a sick t-shirt. Thank you. I actually own 2 Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirts that I will be wearing when I play Sonic Origins. Although not always. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be in the wash at some point. It just so happens that I have them ready for this week. So at least today and Sunday, I'll be able to wear the Sonic shirts when I'm playing the game, which is pretty cool, right? Yes, I like this one, and I have another one that's the Japanese Sonic logo on it, which is really nice. Both of which, by the way, my wife got for me. So shout out to Kat. Thank you for the nice wardrobe. Rob on Wheels is here today. He tipped $5. Thank you, Rob. He says, hey, Phil, I'm ready once again to see my favorite video game character of all time. Gotta go fast, man. Gotta keep up with the blue blur. Awesome. Sonic the Hedgehog. Excellent. An anonymous tipper tipped $1.50 and says the following. Sonic 3 was actually cut in half into 2 games. To get the game out faster, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the definitive version of Sonic 3. You can't play them separately in this collection. Well, that's bullshit. Also, Sonic CD actually takes place after 1 chronologically. That is shit. Seriously, like, so there's no original Sonic 3? That sucks. I want to play original Sonic 3 and I can't. They're denying me that ability. Well, I'm very upset now. I'm very upset right now. $34, not 33. 33. Okay, 34. I received another $1.50 tip from another anonymous tipper saying, fun fact, Sonic 2 and Sonic CD were actually being made at exactly the same time. Sonic 1 team was making Sonic CD at Sega Japan. A new team made Sonic 2 at Sega America. Sonic 3 and Knuckles were actually also later made by Sega America. So there you go. Oh yeah? Well, I have trivia too. My trivia is that Michael Jackson and his music team actually did have involvement in making the soundtrack of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I guess people are even saying that Sonic has the ability to moonwalk in the game. I don't know about that, but apparently he does. And, I mean, everyone loves the original soundtrack of Sonic 3, but because of this now, re-releases of Sonic 3 have always been caught up in legal reasons because of the estate of, you know, Michael Jackson going left and right, up and down, all around. Apparently they didn't have the rights to use that music in this game. So they have new tracks in the game based on the original tracks that were designed for the game until those tracks were ousted to make room for the Michael Jackson tracks that were added into the game. But now that the Michael Jackson tracks can't be in the game for legal reasons, they've removed the Michael Jackson tracks and added in the original tracks that should have been in the game. The problem is the original versions, the masters of those original tracks that were supposed to be in the game but were removed for the Michael Jackson tracks were lost. So now the new dev team tried to remake those original tracks for Sonic 3 from the ground up, but they don't sound exactly the same as the original Sonic 3 tracks that have been heard in leaked and ripped versions of the previous game. Therefore, people are complaining that the tracks that are in Sonic 3 in this collection of Sonic Origins don't sound as good as what should have been in it, and they really just wanted the Michael Jackson tracks, which were released or removed for legal purposes, and now everyone's upset. There you go. Matt on Wheels says, actually, you want to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That version had better graphics and the ability to play Knuckles in both versions. But I don't want Knuckles in Sonic 3. Knuckles should not be in Sonic 3. That's only if you own both games, and I never owned both games. I wasn't rich. This is bullshit. Anyway, see, it kind of doesn't make sense. Here's why. In Sonic 3, Knuckles is a villain. In Sonic and Knuckles, Knuckles realizes he's been working for the wrong side and he joins you. Then you could go back and play Sonic 3 with him as your ally. Chronologically, it doesn't make sense that he should be your ally in Sonic 3 and Knuckles if he's also the villain. You see? It doesn't make sense. None of this makes any sense. I'm very upset. Gothy Senpai has just hit me $30. Thank you so much, Gothy Senpai. I'm going to read his message in a moment. That is the biggest tip of the day so far. Oops. $30. That jumps us up to $65 in tips. That is, wow, I can't type today. Let's just delete everything. Thank you very much, Gothy Senpai. So Gothy Senpai, thank you so much, says the following. I just booked my trip to Disney World. I always wanted to go when I was little. I'm watching your Guardians of the Galaxy playthrough to prepare for the ride in Epcot. What's one place you always wanted to go when you were younger? When I was younger, let me think about that. When I was young, where did I want to go? It was not Disneyland or Disney World. I remember my parents asking me when I was young, do you want to go there? And I wasn't into Disney. I didn't understand at the time that it was like a theme park with a ton of shit to do. I just thought, oh, it's going to be a bunch of Disney stuff. I don't like Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck, so I don't want to do that. You know? I don't think I was that kind of a kid. I don't think that I like, seriously, I don't think that, like, I was aspiring to go anywhere. I remember when my parents wanted to go on a vacation, a family vacation, they would ask, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to Disney? They were planning to go to Disney World. They were planning on going to Disney World. And I said I didn't want to go, so they changed. They said, okay, we won't do it. We'll do something different. We ended up going to Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and Gatorland in Florida. Yes, Gatorland. The place where it's people wrestling and feeding alligators. It was actually fun. It actually really was. And we also went to a place, I don't think that it was medieval times. I think it was like a knockoff of medieval times that was called something else. But yeah, I remember going to one of these and seeing people dressed up like knights fighting. I remember having food and it was like turkey legs. I didn't like it. I was like, nah, I didn't really like turkey that much. But I remember doing that. So we had a pretty cool vacation down in Florida, like that, and avoiding Disney World, which most people would be like, what the fuck, you didn't go to Disney World? I just didn't care when I was a kid, you know? And then later on, we had a California vacation where we liked Universal Studios so much in Florida, we went to the California version, which had different attractions, and the weather wasn't as humid and disgusting, so we had a better time out there. We also did the Universal Studio tour. We also did the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Hollywood Boulevard and did all the touristy shit there, like Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. We ate food there. I remember doing all of that with my parents. So those two vacations were really nice. Like, I remember going with my parents. We were really having a good time on those vacations. I like, those will always be like in my mind as some of the coolest times of my childhood that we did that together. But anyway, no, outside of that, I wasn't really like aspiring to go anywhere or anything like that, you know? Now, today, I would love to go to Disneyland with my wife. That would be amazing. We could go to a Disneyland vacation and have fun. We would love that. But who knows if that'll ever happen. Who knows if we'll ever have to go on any kind of a honeymoon. It's not looking good. All right, Spawn Killer through the $1.50 and says, holy shit, today's my birthday. I'm 31. I started watching you when I was 17 in 2008. Well, happy birthday to you, Spawn Killer. I hope you have a good day. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being such a long-standing viewer and supporter. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Okay. All right. We've done the shout-outs. Does anyone have any final questions or anything? Again, there's nothing on the YouTube side coming through. This is really confusing me. 0 memberships and 0 super chats. Everything's working, right, guys? Like, nothing got turned off. I'm like, I mean, I don't mind the tips. They help a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that you guys are supporting the stream with tips. I'm just confused as hell that nothing came through. Like, this has never happened before, I don't think, right? As long as it's working, I don't mind. I'm looking at everything on my end is saying it's working. So, okay. Fair enough. No sky is falling panic. Don't worry. Okay. Shifty's 49ers talk says, when you go to a restaurant and receive good service, how much do you tip the server? What do you think about this? What you're supposed to tip is supposed to be 15%. In the United States, they say that's like the standard, okay? Now, if you get good service, then you shouldn't limit yourself to the standard, right? If you feel that someone has done you a good job or went above and beyond, right? Then what you should probably do is you should probably reward them for that good job and give them a little extra. So it all depends on, you know, where we're eating, what's the actual bill, because if it's a higher bill, you're also supposed to give them more, you know, and this level of service. If someone comes and gives me multiple refills on my drink, asks frequently, hey, how's the food? Is everything good? You know, sometimes what happens is I ask for extra napkins because I'm a messy eater, or I want a refill on my drink. If they do that, I might give them a better tip, as opposed to someone who gives you your food and you never see them again until it's time for the bill. Oh, was your food good? Well, I already ate the whole fucking meal. It's time for the bill. You're asking me now if the food was good. It doesn't really matter, does it? It could have been terrible, right? So, There you go. Tipping is dumb. Why is tipping dumb? What's up, Guts? An anonymous tipper tipped me $1.50. Says, in order to get the Sonic CD True Good ending, you either need to destroy the robot-making machines in the past or collect all the time stones in special stages by collecting 50 rings. Also, you can go Super Sonic and Sonic 1 in this collection. In Sonic 1? What? That's... No. No. You can't do that. You can't go Super Sonic and Sonic 1. That doesn't exist. It's not allowed. No, absolutely not. I don't believe it. Jade, my day off was alright. I talked about it earlier. It was just okay. A lot of the day I didn't have money because I didn't get paid till YouTube till later in the day, so I had the penny pinch, and then I come home after doing all my daily stuff outside, and then I get paid. So I'm like, oh, it would have been great if that came in the morning, so I wouldn't have to limit myself, but it is what it is. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the PreStream podcast. Thanks for being supportive so far today. Thanks for chilling. Remember, special incentive, whenever I'm playing Sonic Origins, if we hit a special Tier 4 goal of $200 of support, I will put on this Sonic hat for the rest of that stream. Alright? Only during Sonic Origins am I doing that. Alright? Let's take a break. I actually have to use the restroom today, so we're going to have a few minutes break. When I come back, we're going to be starting, I guess you guys are saying true story mode. I guess we'll do story mode. We'll go in chronological order of the games. We'll see how far I can get. I don't know if I'll beat Sonic 1 today, or if I beat it, we get to Sonic 2. And then when I play it again on Sunday, we'll probably go through Sonic 2 into Sonic 3. Alright? Guys, thank you so much. And I will see you soon.